Good morning to all of you. Prayer is not asking. Prayer is putting oneself in the hands of God at His disposition and listening to His voice in the depth of our hearts. So, I would like to call upon Anurag Kesharia of class 9 to help us communicate with God.
Be ready for the prayer.
Father, we thank Thee for the night and for the pleasant morning light, for rest and food and loving care, and all that make the day so fair. Help us to do the things we should, to be to others kind and good. In all we do at work or play, to grow more loving every day.
As Mark Twain has well said, and I quote, "There is nothing in the world like a persuasive speech to fuddle the mental apparatus and upset the conviction and debauch the emotions of an audience not practiced in the tricks and delusions of oratory." Respected Chief Guest, Mr. Chief General Manager and Business Head of NTPC Sale Power Company Limited, Bhilai, Guest of Honor, Very Reverend Thomas Ramban, Vice President School, Mr. Subrat Dey, Assistant General Manager, Vigilance, NSPCL Bhilai, the panel of judges, Dr. Jayashree Sahu, Department of Economics, Lady Shri Ram College, Delhi, Mr. Joseph Fernandez, author and communications leader, Trivandrum, Kerala, Das, columnist, Hitwad, motivational speaker and trainer in English, honorable correspondent, Mr. Prince M.A., school managing committee, principal, Professor Dr. B.D. Taragan, shift in charges, Mrs. Anita Rajan, Mrs. Beena Matthew, Mrs. S. Jeena, teaching and non-teaching staff of MGM Senior Secondary School, Bhilai, dear parents, well-wishers of MGM, and my dear students. A very warm and pleasant good morning to all, and welcome to the Inter-School Online Elocution Competition organized by NSPCL Bhilai and hosted by MGM Senior Secondary School Bhilai for students of class 9 to 12 on the topic My Vision, Corruption-Free India. NTPC Sale Power Company Limited, popularly known as NSPCL, is a 50-50 venture of two Maharatna public sector units, that is, National Thermal Power Corporation Limited and Steel Authority of India Limited. The company was formed in 2001 with transfer of ownership of three captive power plants of SAIL located at Durgapur, Rourkela and Bhilai, having corporate office at New Delhi. Present installed capacity of NSPCL is 814 megawatt and another 290 megawatt capacity addition is in progress. In accordance to Vigilance Week from 27th of October to 2nd November 2020, we henceforth present an education competition organized by NSPCL Bhilai and hosted by MGM Senior Secondary School Bhilai. Vallabhbhai Javirbhai Patel, popularly known as Sardar Patel, was born on 31st October 1875 in the present-day Gujarat. He was a barrister and devoted member of Indian National Congress and also played a big role in country's struggle for independence. After independence, he served as the first Deputy Prime Minister of India and also acted as Home Minister during the political integration of India and guided it towards a united, independent nation. He was also nicknamed as Bismarck of India and Iron Man of India. Every year, 31st October, his birth anniversary is celebrated as Rashtriya Ekta Divas. Let's pay respect to this great son of India by lighting the lamp and garlanding his portrait. I request our chief guest, Mr. V.M. Rajan, Chief General Manager and Business Head of NSPCL Bhilai, to do the honors. It will be followed by the NSPCL Geet. I request you all to stand in reverence. At the school premises, I request Very Reverend Thomas Ramban, Vice President School and guest of honor of today's function to do the honors. Please, Father.
इधर भी ले लो।
हमारे मैथ का भी प्रॉब्लम है क्या?
नहीं सर,
मैंने तो वो स्पीड कम
नहीं। एक्चुअली उनका वीडियो कौन सा लगा रहा है, उसका प्रॉब्लम होता है। ये जो मार्की चल रहा है ना, ये भी ऑफ होता है,
ये भी फ्रीज होता
ये वो भी फ्रीज हो जाता है। अपना प्रॉब्लम
है। आपके नीचे टीवी में दिखता है,
टीवी में सेम आ रहा है। देख के आगे कैसे दिखा है,
नीचे नीचे दिखता है।
Thank you very much. Please be seated. I request Mr. Sam Abraham, Assistant Manager, HR, NSPCL, to kindly administer the pledge. Please, sir.
A very warm good morning to all of you. Now I will be reading the integrity pledge. May I request all of you kindly stand in their respective place and kindly say after me. First I'll read it in Hindi, then we'll go for English. सत्यनिष्ठा प्रतिज्ञा। मेरा विश्वास है कि हमारे देश के आर्थिक, राजनीतिक तथा सामाजिक प्रगति में भ्रष्टाचार एक बड़ी बाधा है। मेरा विश्वास है कि भ्रष्टाचार का उन्मूलन करने के लिए सभी संबंधित पक्षों जैसे सरकार, नागरिक तथा निजी क्षेत्र को एक साथ मिलकर कार्य करने की आवश्यकता है। मेरा मानना है कि प्रत्येक नागरिक को सतर्क होना चाहिए तथा उसे सदैव ईमानदारी तथा सत्यनिष्ठा के उच्चतम मानकों के प्रति वचनबद्ध होना चाहिए तथा भ्रष्टाचार के विरुद्ध संघर्ष में साथ देना चाहिए। अतः मैं प्रतिज्ञा करता हूं कि जीवन के सभी क्षेत्रों में ईमानदारी तथा कानून के नियमों का पालन करूंगा, न तो रिश्वत दूंगा और न ही रिश्वत दूंगा। सभी कार्य ईमानदारी तथा पारदर्शी रीति से करूंगा। जनहित में कार्य करूंगा, अपने निजी आचरण में ईमानदारी दिखाकर उदाहरण प्रस्तुत करूंगा। भ्रष्टाचार की किसी भी घटना की रिपोर्ट उचित एजेंसी को दूंगा। धन्यवाद। नाउ विल गो फॉर इंग्लिश प्लेज इंटीग्रिटी। Okay. I believe that corruption has been one of the major obstacles to economic, political, and social progress of our country. I believe that all stakeholders, such as government, citizens, and private sector, need to work together to eradicate corruption. I realize that every citizen should be vigilant and commit to higher standards of honesty and integrity at all times and support the fight against corruption. I therefore pledge to follow probity and rule of law in all walks of life, to neither take or offer bribe, to perform all tasks in an honest and transparent manner, to act in public interest, to lead by example, exhibiting integrity in personal behavior, to report any incident of corruption to the appropriate agency. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Please be seated. I would like to invite our respected principal, Professor Dr. B.D. Taragan, to address the gathering. Please, sir.
Sorry for the delay. We planned to start at 11, but due to some technical hiccups, we got little late. As Kofi Annan has said, if corruption is a disease, then transparency is a treatment. If we modify the same quote, then we can add on that awareness and understanding of the implications of corruption is an essential precautions. And that is what we are trying to do. Very respected, our manager bishop in absentia, respected Rambachan, our vice president, Mr. V.M. Rajan, the chief general manager of NSPCL, esteemed judges, Mr. Rajveer Sarandas, Professor Dr. Jayashree Sahu, Mr. Joseph Fernandez, officials of NSPCL, dignitaries from the school, students, and my dear parents. Mr. V.M. Rajan is at his workplace. Mrs. Jayashree Sahu is from Lady Sri Ram College, Delhi. Mr. Joseph Fernandez is at Thiruvananthapuram. Mr. Rajveer Sarandas is here in MGM. And we have a whole lot of viewers who are spread not only in India, but all over the world. So this is one of the best example of implementation of information and communication technology, what we call it as ICT, and that too at school level. So this is basically a new normal this school has embraced in a very successful manner, and you are here witnessing this whole elocution program, which otherwise involves a great gamut of activities in coordination so that it can be presented in this format. So the process and the preparation for this event has its own narrative. Ideally, we had some 10 days for this preparation, and to tell you the fact, we hardly had three or 4 days. We hardly had 3 or 4 days for actual work. MGM, along with NSPCL team, jointly worked as one unit, one team, to convert this great challenge into an opportunity. And this team really requires, this team deserves the right kind of appreciation, because within this short time, they could get around 30 participants from 15 schools. So unfortunately, we are not able to accommodate all the students from all schools. At least one representation from each school has been included. So my special consideration, acknowledgement and appreciation for those students who could not make it to the final event. But of course, they will be given participation certificate. Coming to the objective of the whole event, as I said, awareness and implementation is an important aspect. Awareness and implementation is an important aspect for this drive against corruption, which is existing much before Corona, and we need to get over it. So this particular function is actually meeting that purpose of widely reaching a bigger group of audience, which otherwise would have been limited to this particular school in our auditorium. Now this being open in the YouTube, the people from different parts of the country, in fact different parts of the world, the alumni, everyone are able to see this program and understand the importance of implication of the bad effects of corruption. Especially, we want this new generation of our students to learn a lot and understand that at least when they come to taking up their job as a profession, they should not get involved in this unethical practices as we have taken the pledge. So in this period of Corona pandemic, while adopting the new normal with more digitization, accepting it as one of the part of our life, we have to also envision that as we are trying to eradicate Corona, we should also try to eradicate corruption, starting with the same letter C, and we should envision ourselves to see India as a corruption-free India. I believe the elocution as such a competition, it is an integral part of learning for every student. He improves the thought process in the line of critical thinking. It is a learner-centered activity. When he prepares for this elocution competition, he takes a lot of information, data, compiles, and he learns a lot. And the viewers who are watching them learn a lot, so that the presenter becomes a sort of role model, and a student at this age of formative years is able to imbibe what is required for him. So once again, I congratulate the organizers, the joint team of NSPCL and MGM for this wonderful event. We learnt a lot during the process of organizing this event, and I'm sure that we'll have a wonderful event meeting our purpose. Thank you. God bless all.
Thank you, sir. Our guest of honor, Very Reverend Thomas Ramban, Vice President School, is the humble soul and the pillar of strength and support for us. I request Rambachan to kindly shower his blessings on us on this occasion. Please, Father.
The most respected V.M. Rajan, Chief General Manager and Business Unit Head, NSPSL Bhilai, respected Dr. Jayashree Sahu, respected Mr. Rajivat Sarandas Itawada, Mr. Joseph Bernandes, respected Principal Dr. Baiju Taragan, Honorable Correspondent Mr. Prince M.A., School Managing Committee members, beloved teachers, my dear students and parents. A very good morning to be one and all. I am very happy to participating in the inter-school elocution competition. This is a very wider subject. My vision, corruption-free India. The late T.N. Session, the former election commissioner is saying the one word. Each patch of Indian society has become corrupt. The dream of the corruption-free India is a long road ahead. The corruptionist India exists in all levels from ministers to the watchman. The most of the discussing an aspect of the widespread corruption in India is the fact that it is not anymore confident to the politicians or the government missionaries alone. It is prevalent among us every section of the society at every level. The corruption is a poison which has been spread in the mind of wrong people of the society, community, and the country. It is the best mistrustment of the public resources of just for the getting some unfair advantage for the fulfill the little wish. It is a concern with the unnecessary and wrong use of both power and the position by the anyone, whether in the government or the non-government organization. It has affected the growth of the individual as well as the nation, in the inequality in the society and the community. It affects the growth and the development of the nation aspect like socially, economically, and politically. So stop the flow of corruption, make India corruption free. May I convey my good wishes, all the participants. May God bless you in one and all. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father, for your kind words. Our respected Chief Guest, Mr. V.M. Rajan, Chief General Manager and Business Unit Head of NTPC Sale Power Company Limited, Bhilai, joined as Head of the Station of Flagship Plant NSPCL at Bhilai on 1st August 2019. He had joined NTPC Limited as Engineering Executive Trainee in 1983 after acquiring his BSc Mechanical Engineering degree from Government Engineering College, Thrissur, Kerala. He has a very long and rich experience of 37 years in the field of operation and maintenance activities of thermal power plant in various NTPC power plants, and he has immensely contributed in O&M area during his tenure in super thermal power stations of NTPC located at Ramagundam, Korba, NTECL Vellore, Singrauli, and presently at NSPCL Bhilai. As head of turbine maintenance department at Ramagundam, he was instrumental in site reblading of 500 megawatt HP turbine with the supervision of experts from Siemens, Germany, first time in NTPC. He has immensely contributed in stabilizing NTECL Vellore plant by establishing and ensuring systems and procedures for O&M activities. He has also worked in the NTPC Operation Services Expert Group at Raipur, Chhattisgarh. NSPCL Bhilai has achieved many highlights during the tenure of Mr. Rajan as head of the station. In December 2019, NSPCL Bhilai was conferred with Shrestha Suraksha Puraskar by National Safety Council of India in recognition for developing and implementing highly effective management systems and procedures and achieving outstanding performance in occupational safety and health. The award is first among thermal power plants in India. Further, NSPCL Bhilai was awarded Apex India CSR Excellence Platinum Award 2019 by Apex India Foundation in recognition of exemplary performance in the field of corporate social responsibilities. Mr. Rajan is a man of discipline and punctuality both in his personal and professional life. He is a team leader having clarity of vision, a system oriented person, and constantly remains keen and vigilant towards safe working environment for all persons working inside the plant, whether employees or persons on contractual roles. He personally visits plant locations on regular and daily basis and interacts with employees and contract persons at site and motivates them to ensure safety in all works by participating in safety pep talks. His personal hobbies are gardening, living with the nature, traveling, and reading books. I would like to request our respected chief guest to share his views with us. Please, sir.
Very good morning. I'm audible. Mr. Baiju, I'm audible.
Can you speak louder, please? Rajan sir, can you speak little louder? If you get closer to the system, it would be better. Are we audible, sir? सर को म्यूट है ना? हेलो सर. किसी को कुछ बोलने के लिए बोलिए.
मैम अभी अभी ऑडिबल है क्या मैम? अभी इट इज ऑल राइट. ठीक है. ओके ओके ओके. गुड मॉर्निंग. आई एम ऑडिबल नाउ. डॉक्टर बाइजू, आई एम ऑडिबल नाउ.
Yes. Now you are looking smarter, sir.
Okay, okay, fine, fine. Very good morning. Respected Thomas Ramban, Vice President, MCM School, Dr. Baiju Taragan, Principal, and all respected judges, Dr. Jayasri Sahu Madam, Dr. Sri Rajivir Sarandas, Joseph Fernandez, and my GM Hindens Kaushal Kishore, who is online through guest, and all the participants of the program, all students, and all my NSPCL family members and members of MGM School fraternity. In fact, Vigilance Awareness Week is celebrated every year in all government departments and public sector enterprises under the aegis of CBC in commemoration of the birthday of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the Iron Man of India. And all of you know this year the subject is Sadark Bharat and Samrit Bharat, means vigilant India and prosperous India. And it is in fact very sad to say that India ranks 80th in the list of least corrupt countries as per the survey recently conducted. Now, when we see the number 80, everybody think it is somebody else's responsibility to improve these changes. But I strongly believe all of us together only can do it. So this small effort from NSPCL family as an outreach to the students who will be the future citizens tomorrow and who has to take the responsibility of this country to take forward. So we have taken care to see that our students and our next generation are also brought into this awareness program so that together students, employees, public, and all citizens of this country, together only we can improve this ranking. And as all of you know, students are the backbone of this country for tomorrow, and they will be the future of this country. They will be heading the various positions as maybe the principal of school, maybe the MLA of your constituency, the minister of the state, chief minister, prime minister, or president. All these positions are going to be occupied by the students of today in the days to come. So it is important that they become the real good citizens so that our effort to make the country corruption free will go a long way and make the India a corruption free country. In this COVID pandemic situations, it has been very difficult for all of us to get through the business. And all of you know, NSPCL being a power generating company and a essential service, we have been working 24 hours round the clock all through the pandemic days, and there was no day our power production has been hampered. It is possible due to the support of my employees and my team in all activities of NSPCL, and I once again thank my employees also to be part of this team and to be part of this our effort to give power to the country. NSPCL also has planned extensively for the sharing of this message of corruption-free country and prosperous India through Vigilant India through various social media. We have also organized various programs for the students, for the employees, for the family members, for the CSF, for all the people who are connected with us or to whom we can get connected. And ultimate aim is to build up a corruption-free India. And in this process, we are having the celebration of this 1 week, 27th October to 2nd November, but of course, it is only symbolic. And we look for the day when every day will be celebrated and will be observed as a corruption-free India, so that no celebration exclusively is required to foster the corruption-free India or the vigilance awareness. And all of the countrymen are becoming a countryman, a citizen with full confidence and full commitment of a corruption-free India, and vigilance, and no vigilance mechanism will be required. That is a dream we look for, and for that, today's program of this elocution competition, where students will be the torch bearers and they will take over from us tomorrow. And I wish all the participants very best for the program, and the participation itself is a success, whether you win or not. And so my best wishes to all the participants for the program. And I also thank the MGM management for their support for having this program conducted in coordination with NSPCL Bilai. So together, MGM, NSPCL, and the students, we together will achieve the goal of corruption-free India. And in the process, I wish all the students once again all the very best in the competition, and wish the program a grand success. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable words. All are requested to please stand in reverence for the NSPCL Geet.
देश को भी आस है, लक्ष्य हमारा खास है। देश को भी आस है, लक्ष्य हमारा खास है।
फौलादी साथ है, खुद पर विश्वास है। देश को भी आस है, लक्ष्य हमारा खास है। सृजन हो रोशनी का, वादा हम सभी का। ये इल्म है यकीन का, काफिला रोशनी का।
साथ लिए शक्ति का ध्वज लहरा, प्रकाश का धरा से अंबर तक आगाज है तरक्की का। लक्ष्य हमारा खास है, लक्ष्य हमारा खास है। लक्ष्य हमारा खास है।
Thank you. Thank you. Please be seated. Now it's time to start the competition. For the further proceedings, I would like to invite my colleague, Mrs. Manisha Parkhi.
Shri ma'am, a very warm good morning to one and all. Eloquence is the power to translate a truth into language perfectly intelligible to the person to whom you speak. With this very thought, let us begin the inter-school online elocution competition organized by NSPCL Bhilai and hosted by MGM School. The topic for the competition is My Vision, Corruption-Free India. In today's elocution competition, we have 15 schools participating neck to neck for the position, which are Sri Shankara Vidyalaya Sector 10, Delhi Public School Bhilai, BSP Senior Secondary School Sector 10, Khalsa School Durg, BSP Senior Secondary School Sector 4, Vishwadeep Senior Secondary School Durg, BSP Senior Secondary School Sector 7, Mar Basilius Vidya Bhavan Bhilai, Shakuntala Vidyalaya Bhilai, Kings and Queens International School Bhilai 3, Sharda Vidyalaya Bhilai, Shri Shankaracharya Vidyalaya Hudko, Krishna Public School Nehru Nagar, Vichakshan Jain Vidyapeeth Kumari, and the host MGM Senior Secondary School Bhilai. The rules and regulations for the participants are: each participant will get only 3 minutes to speak. The participants will be judged on the basis of clarity, content, language, delivery, presentation, and overall effectiveness. A panel of independent external experts, Dr. Jayashree Sahu, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, Head Elocution Society, Lady Shri Ram College, Delhi, Shri Joseph Fernandez, Author and Communications Leader, Trivandrum, Kerala, Shri Rajveer Sarandas, Motivational Speaker, Hitwad Columnist, Analyst and Trainer in English, Bhilai, will judge the competition on the various parameters mentioned above. The decision of the judges will be final and binding. I repeat, the decision of the judges will be final and binding. Now, let's move towards the elocution competition. We will call upon the contestant according to their assigned participant number. First of all, I would like to request our contestant number 1 to share his thoughts.
Once a ship was sailed. It was expected to reach its destination within few days. But suddenly it got stuck and the reason wasn't known. Everyone on the ship was in confusion and panic. When all lost their hope to reach their destination, someone noticed that the anchor was suspended. Now they knew the reason, but still they never reached their destination because the system to pull the anchor up was broken. This story describes what corruption is for our country. This demon has taken everyone in its vicious grip, and it seems that there is no way out possible. But keeping positive bent of her mind, we must find the root cause of it and destroy it. We can't just sit and watch these greedy termites destroy our country. There are certain steps that we can take to reduce corruption. The very first step of upcoming journey of 1,000 miles must start with our primary classes. In schools, children must be taught that corruption is a sin, and the one who commits it will for sure get punished. Secondly, you must help corruption whistleblowers. These people expose corrupt people, which for sure they don't like, and in return these whistleblowers either get harassed or transported. It's our responsibility to help them, to support them. Thirdly, judicial system must take strict action against those who violate the rules. Any kind of corruption must be treated as a serious crime, and the person should be punished. Doesn't matter who it is. We as a country have a lot of capability to be the best, but our capability is being ruined by corrupt people. Once we start removing corruption, we'll find new ways to do so, ways of which no one ever thought of. At 10, I just want to say that don't let our vision of corruption-free India be just a vision. Come forward and work well. Thank you.
Now, I would like to call upon contestant number 2 to share her views.
Joe Biden, the former vice president of US, rightly said, corruption is a malicious cancer, a cancer that eats away a citizen's faith in democracy and diminishes the instinct for creativity. A very warm good morning to one and all. This is Kritika Gaur and I intend to express my views on my vision, corruption-free India. I dream of a corruption-free India, a place where everyone works hard and gets what he deserves, a place where people don't use other people around to accomplish their selfish motives. But India seems to be far away from the place I dream it to be. According to a recent survey by Transparency International, India is the most corrupt country throughout Asia. Though lots of speeches go around talking of morality, behind the doors it's money that rules. So what could be done? We need to start from the younger generation. The younger generation must be taught to be honest and anti-corrupt right from the beginning. At this, many people might say that a child is always taught to be honest. Why any child will be taught to be corrupt? But wait, what if I say that you too were bribed? Yes, though unknowingly, you too were bribed. Hey dear, I will buy you a big bar of chocolate if you learn this. This happens, right? And that's why the fight against corruption needs to be part of the culture. We need to educate people and increase the direct contact between the governed and the government, and thereby increasing transparency. We only talk and inquire, and that too with no desire. We hardly raise our voice as if we have no other choice. This has to be changed, and then only we will be able to make India what we dream of, corruption-free India. Thank you.
Let's hear what contestant number 3 has to say.
A very warm good morning to all of you, honorable judges, teachers and all my dear friends. Today I want to deliver a speech on the topic My Vision, Corruption-Free India. A country like India has always gone through a lot of difficult phases, politically, financially and socially. Corruption is one of the social issues to consider, which is there for ages. Indian culture and tradition is well known around the world, but it surely needs to improvise itself to become developed country from developing country. There is a saying, money talk, and this is usually witnessed in India, be it a small household work or an important official work. Indians can see so much corruption and its horrible consequences that they only one yearning. They all want to live in a corruption-free India. Every Indian wishes to breathe in a cleaner, prosperous, progressive and more organized India. This is possible only when the evil of corruption has been totally get vanished. My vision of India includes corruption-free India. I envision India where all Indians are working with similar thoughts and greater ideas, joining hands to witness a new dawn of corruption-free India. The more crucial question is how to witness a new dawn. When we look down the lane, we see the struggle of corruption faced by general people, and added to the list, there are umpteen of them. The concrete efforts of anti-corruption department and digital media have a powerful part in the process of eradication. One thing is crystal clear, unless we, the citizen of India, take a stand to uproot the corruption and take a pledge to eradicate the corruption from beneath. Last but not the least, I want to say that corruption, it is now a profession. It is spreading like an infection. needs a cure, instant cure and medication. It works like a termite, eating everything day and night, eating everything day and night. Thank you so much.
Let's hear the opinion of our next contestant number 4.
Hello everyone, hope you all will be going good. So today I am going to express myself on the topic My Vision Corruption-Free India. It's very hard to believe that India is a corruption-free country. But a country like India has always gone through a lot of difficult phases, politically, socially and economically. Corruption is one of the major social issues to be considered, which is going from ages. India is rich in its culture and it's well known all around the world. But surely I must say we need to develop a lot to become a developed country from developing country. Even it starts from the birth of a child. Most of the hospitals opt for C-section for delivery, even when it is not even required to make more money. Even if wasn't required. There are so many steps taken ahead by the government to decrease corruption. And one of the wonderful steps was taken exactly on 9th November 2016. Yes, I'm talking about demonetization, where the PM of our country decided to ban 500 and 1000 rupees note. I think this really helped the country for decreasing corruption. There are a lot more steps taken by the government to decrease corruption rate all over the country. I just included this because I thought this must be included because this was a wonderful step ever taken by the government. I would like to end up by saying, I know it's very hard to believe that India is a corruption-free country. But we can make it possible. Even the word impossible carries I am possible with it. If we work together, if we work honestly, and if we are true to ourselves, then we can make it possible to make India corruption-free. That's all from my side. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe. Jai Hind.
Now, I would like to request our next contestant number 5 to share his thoughts.
Greetings to one and all. As said by Delia Ferreira, the chairwoman of Transparency International, and I quote, "People's indifference is the best breeding ground for corruption to grow." This quote is an exact symbolization of the acute problem of corruption that we are facing. And I completely agree with this statement. In India, the humongous tree of corruption stems right from the opportunistic mindset of its common middle class man, who teaches his children to work hard and strive, not in order to become successful and give back to the society, but rather to work hard to become a government official that will entitle him or her to a prerogative called Upar Ki Kamai, which is basically a jargon that refers to the bundles of cash dealt underneath the table as bribe. Now the child sees his parents falsify income stats, create fake birth certificates to get admission into academic institutes, create fake caste certificates to get undue advantages from the government, and even do anything like using political influence to expedite things just to milk their way out of the system. And when the child sees these things, he imbibes them, and his mindset is filled with the same opportunism and guile. But then, the child and his parents are not the only ones to blame, because they are at a receiving end of a system which is filled with deceit and inefficiency, where the common man has to deal with issues like red tapeism and bribery at every level, even to get what he rightfully deserves. And even then, if he wants to create a boy who is with honesty and dedication, then he'll be only doing him harm, because he'll create a boy who is a gullible person in this reckless world where straight trees are always cut first. Only and only if we as a society start looking down at honesty and start valuing the truth. Only and only if social stigmas like log kya kahenge are used to refer to people's ways of earning rather than what they wear or sun dry. Only and only if we as a society take steps to isolate the wrongdoers, only and only then will a fear of social isolation cause people to change. Let the respect and clout that one enjoys in the society be associated with his or her honesty and not with the standard of living. And only then can we even hope to get a corruption-free India. Thank you so much.
Now we have contestant number 6 to share her views.
There is enough for everybody's need, but not for anybody's greed. What is the picture created in your mind when I say the word corruption? It's usually of a political party. But is the word corruption only restricted to the political system? No. Corruption is such a vast aspect of our life that we deal with it in our everyday life. Adulteration of foodstuffs, giving and taking of bribes, misuse of the power in the political system, nepotism, oh my God, seems as if I continue speaking. A corruption-free nation for me is a place where a common man can have a faith in the legitimacy of a political and administrative system. It is a place where a customer does not have to have his eye on the weighing machine in the shop. It is a place where qualifying criteria is the only criteria to get jobs. It is a place where a student does not have to change the choice of educational institution just because his academic excellence is not noticed because of low bank balance. India ranked 80th among 180 countries in Corruption Perception Index as per 2019. Now the question arises, what needs to be done to eradicate this? A wise man once said that to go very far, we need to start from very near. In this case, the nearest starting point is our own thought. The thought which needs to be channelized in the right direction, right from the schools. The minds of the students are like the blank canvas, which needs to be sketched with the moral values and has to be nourished by developing the sympathy towards the nation. Empowering citizens, ensuring transparency, effective law enforcement, digitalization, automation, cashless transaction should be our everyday practice. Involvement of youngsters is must because they are not just the leaders of tomorrow but also the partners of change today. These are some ways to eradicate the corruption by our everyday practices. We love to quote the saying that Rome wasn't built in a day. But we often forget that Rome was built every day. Same goes for the eradication of corruption too. It won't happen in a day, but we must remember that every movement starts with a thought, runs with a support, and ends with a change. Thank you.
Now, I would like to call contestant number 7.
Fighting corruption is not just good governance, it's self-defense, it's patriotism. Hello, this is Paki Sahu of Standard 9 of Vishwadeep Senior Secondary School, and here I want to express my views on the topic My Vision Corruption Free India. The worst disease today in the world is corruption, and there is a cure, transparency. Corruption is a true enemy to development. So, what is corruption? The term corruption refers to the misuse of public power for private or personal gains. Earlier, bribes were paid for getting the wrong things done, but now bribes are paid for getting the right things done at the right time. Being aware of corruption won't do anything. We need to dig upon the causes of corruption, then only it can be uprooted. Power doesn't corrupt people. Instead, people corrupt power. It's just that when people get empowered, their corruption becomes supervisable. So, some of the major causes of corruption are: our education system focuses only on academic excellence and monetary gains. Values are hardly accommodated in our education system. Another reason of corruption that remains latent and silently sows the seed of corruption: our parents, who tells us that if we score good marks, we will be gifted a bicycle. So, asking your child to score good marks by bribing is wrong. Children should learn something because they're interested in it, not in the greed of something. The corruption is so deeply rooted that it has not spared even the judicial system of the country. The criminals easily get away by paying large sums of bribes to the judicial authorities. However, having said that, we cannot give up on our dreams of corruption-free India, and hence we should work relentlessly towards making our country a better place to live in. We, the youth of this nation, have to shoulder the responsibility of making India corruption-free. Taking bribe is crime, but so is offering a bribe. So start with yourself, just as charity begins at home. Small steps will have a huge impact, and we will definitely succeed in making our country corruption free. Everyone should vote against corruption for corruption free India, and we should neither give nor accept any type of bribe from anyone. So let's erase corruption from every dictionary so that we can proudly say that India is a corruption free country. It should not just be a slogan, it should be a way of our life. So corruption is a crime. Let us destroy it before it destroys us. Thank you.
Music is a moral law. It gives soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, charm and gaiety to life and to everything. So let's put our ears to the musical notes played by Sandharp Sharma on his synthesizer. Now, continuing with the competition, I would like to request contestant number 8 to share his thoughts.
Albert Einstein once said the world will not be destroyed by those who do evil, but by those who watch them without doing anything. A very warm welcome to the respected judges, principals, teachers, and the audience. Did you know if every single one of us jumped together, the earth would move, its path would change for a fraction of a second as it faces the force of about 7.8 billion people? Isn't it astounding? If we unite to do one task, we can make an entire planet move. I want you to hold on to this fact. Today I'll be talking about another virus which doesn't just eat people from the inside, but entire countries. Corruption. It's almost become a part and parcel of our daily life, which is evident in the fact that in 2019, 1 in every 2 Indians paid bribes to government officials according to Transparency International. Pope Francis said corruption is paid by the poor. Maybe you can afford the bribe, but because you did not report it, those same corrupt officials will take bribe from the poor. In 2004 in Tamil Nadu, Madhuselvi did not have a ration card for 12 years because she was asked 2,000 rupees as bribe. When in 2014 it was reported by an NGO, she received it in just 23 days. So remember, whenever you pay bribe, you are creating another helpless Madhuselvi. In the 2019 Corruption Perception Index, India stands at the 80th rank out of 180 countries, scoring 41 out of 100, a very dismal score for a country which intends to become a global superpower. Mr. Bibek Debroy, the president of the Indian Statistical Institute, claimed that government officials may be cornering as much as $13 billion, about 5% of our GDP, through corruption. In the 2019 elections, parties spent 60,000 crores, a 6 with 11 zeros behind it, were attained mostly by electoral bonds, which are anonymous. So no one finds out the donor, their source, and it is also tax-free. Here's a story. In Italy, the mafia harasses businessmen demanding protection money, pizzo, from them. So they formed a collective and refused to pay, starting the Addio Pizzo movement. Their ideology was, I belong to an organization. If you harm me, you will face a large, angry social coalition. The takeaway is that the corrupt can silence one, but not 100 united as one. We must keep in mind that we are the rulers. Unite, demand transparency, ask the government questions, be a vigilant patriot. Your mobile phone can be your weapon against corruption. If we unite, we can make a whole planet move. So can't we unite and change our country for the good of the people? Or are we going to let the immorals take our money bit by bit? A new India begins with you. Thank you for your time and attention.
Now, we have contestant number 9 to share her thought.
Corruption is a cancer that eats away citizens' faith in democracy, a cancer that diminishes the instinct for creativity and innovation. Good morning, respected judges. This is Shravani Verma of class 11, and today, on the occasion of Vigilance Awareness Week, I'm going to express my vision on corruption-free India. Corruption has a long history in India, existing from ancient times of Mauryans and Mughals to Britishers. Corruption in India is so deep-seated that from political leaders to local government employees, everyone has either practiced it or suffered because of it. According to Global Financial Integrity Report, India has lost almost $500 billion due to corruption. Bribery, slush funding, and electoral frauds are some of the most common types of corruption practiced in India. Corruption of power by nepotism, influence peddling, and cronyism is also very prevalent. Corruption not only erodes the trust between citizens and government, but also weakens democracy and worsens inequality, social division, poverty, and environmental crisis. But every problem has a solution, and so does corruption. In my vision, the possible solutions are: first, transparency. Transparency by shedding light on formal and informal events, plans, processes, action can safeguard us from corruption. Second, accountability. All the services should be delivered in time. Third, public campaigning. People should be conscious that they have the power to change the corrupt system, and this can only be possible by spreading awareness. Fourth, electoral malpractices. By stopping electoral malpractices, especially during election, we can reduce significant amount of corruption. Fifth, making anti-corruption agencies such as RTI, PIO and Central Vigilance Commission more powerful. Last but not the least, digitalization. Ending bureaucratic loopholes by digitalization and smart governments can definitely help reducing corruption. I believe that integrity, transparency and fight against corruption should be part of our culture and taught as a fundamental value. All the stakeholders, including government, citizens and private sector, need to work together to eradicate corruption. Let us all acknowledge our responsibilities and pledge to make India corruption-free. Thank you.
Now, let's hear the views of contestant number 10.
A very warm and wonderful good morning to all of you. I'm Elocution of class 12 of Sri Shankara Vidyalaya sector 10, and I'm here to present a speech on the topic My Vision Corruption-Free India. Even after more than 70 years of its independence, India, the largest democracy in the world, a country so rich in its culture, is still not a developed country. The main issue that causes this revolves around the sole word, that is, corruption. The causes of corruption in India include excessive regulations, complicated tax and licensing systems, numerous government departments with opaque bureaucracy and discretionary powers, and the lack of transparent laws and processes. In a nation where corruption is embedded in every sector of its presence, the vision for corruption-free India feels like a myth. Corruption is omnipresent all around the world. But in India, there is a constant reduction in the value of the money the people hold. So they crave to earn more money and turn to corrupt means to satisfy these cravings, hence making India one of the most corrupt nations in the world. Practically, it is very difficult to imagine India without corruption because the country doesn't work without corruption. In fact, if we think about corruption, we corrupt a child since his or her childhood. If the child is sick and not willing to take medicine, then to make them have the medicine, we bribe them by saying if they take it, then we will give their favorite chocolate. There itself, we are teaching the child about bribing, which is corruption. Hence, directly or indirectly, everyone is corrupted in this whole world, not only India. People don't tend to understand the limitations of it, where they should control it or where they should end up like hurting other people. Things without corruption is good for poor and middle class people because everything would be same for rich people and even them. The struggle would have been really hard for everyone because the competition would be tougher than it is now. Having no corruption doesn't mean there will be no peace in the country. I do not support the thought of the corruption, but it is something that cannot be stopped. And if it happens, then it will take a lot of time. With corruption not being there, a lot of other things would have to change, and a lot of things also to balance the situations, which may complicate things. It is hard to imagine a country like this, but with this change, a lot of other things would also change. The country might be peaceful or not. It is a skeptical thing to think about and difficult to sketch, but whatever this sketch may look like, it is guaranteed that it would look better than the horrifying state the country is in today. Thank you.
Next, we have contestant number 11.
My name is Stuti Jain. I am from class 10th and I study in Kings and Queens International School. You might wonder, what will a school-going student know about corruption and, to say the least, have a vision regarding the same? Well, you're right. It isn't my age to introspect the political affairs of my country and have vision for the future pertaining these greater ground. But do I have a choice? I hear it, I see it, and I understand it for all the noise that it make right in front of my eyes. I not only comprehended it, but I also get my meta class from the very own hands of the system that I exist in. In my country, with a population of about right the number of sand grains that you would find on a vast beach, we are taught that there is an unspoken law beneath the already existing one. You need to help to get something done. No problem, just some crisp notes under the table and you are done. No. This isn't a passed down opinion of the political state of affairs of my country, and neither does it pinpoint one body of authority. This tale of corruption has a long tailing history through eras, generation, and many systems. Well, now you must be thinking, what is it that you have to help the situation? Right? I have quite a few things to bring this table of discourse. First of them being, I dare to dream of a corruption-free India. Because they say, where there is a will, there is a way. So I would like to begin with the will. The way, of course, is intertwined in layers of system that is hard to break in one go. But no good dream is impossible. The biggest tool I have is my voice and action. Don't worry, they don't always have to be loud or big. I can always follow the law and be responsible for my action. If our young generation vows to this, we have the whole nation living a better tomorrow. Another big tool we have is our platform and medium that amplifies our voice and helps with transparency. So using our rights, our voice and our platform, we can achieve the impossible. And we certainly don't need another 2020 to teach us to mend our ways. As for the young generation, we are starting early. I have this vision and my vision is just the beginning. Thank you.
Let's see what contestant number 12 has to say.
Fighting corruption is not just good governance, it's self-defense, it's patriotism. Namaskar, today I intend to extend my views on the topic, my vision, corruption-free India. Well, the simple meaning of corruption implies the abuse of public power for private benefit. Corruption promotes illegality, inequality, injustice, inconsistency, and inefficiency in public conduct and behavior. It destroys the model fabric of the society and erodes the faith of common man in the legitimacy of political and administrative sector. Corruption in India is very deep-rooted. People seem to have no shame in engaging in corrupt practices. Corruption is the cancer which was hurting the Indian society and economy very badly. The situation was such that it was more expensive to buy an apartment in Chhattisgarh than in Washington DC. But still, automation, digitalization and cashless transactions are the first baby steps towards making India corruption-free. Now I would like to spell few points for eradication of corruption. First, corruption should be fought on multiple fronts. Despite countless policy diagnosis, public campaign 2 days awareness should be the primarily focused area. Second, the another area which needs reform is political finance. As political parties do not depend on black money, To resolve this, we should follow the European system of financing. Third, the need of ours is the freedom of economic sphere, which is good education, housing, financing, development, and nurturing in social sphere, which is more important. At last, the slogan of Honest Bharat is essential for Samriddh Bharat by bringing all these spiritual dimensions together and spreading it at every corner of the country. So friends, let us join our hands together and let's end this corruption, because corruption is a crime. Let it destroy before it destroys us. Thank you so much. Stay at home, stay safe.
Let's hear the opinion of our next contestant number 13.
चत्वारोधनादायिदां धर्माग्नि नृपातस्करा तेषां ज्येष्ठवामानीनां त्रयां कुष्यान्ति sodara. Let us all realize that the earning of money unlawfully will not cause any benefit to the self, to the family and children. It is a matter of time to receive the reaction. A very warm good morning to one and all. The preeminent and the foremost political system of ours to that of the military system. From the medical services to the institution that we all study, from the business vocation to the various other occupation, this social evil corruption has always been a weed devouring the integrity of the society and hampering the economic progress of the nation. Integrity in politics, high degree of press freedom, access to information about public expenditure, stronger standard of integrity for public official, and these plethora of strategies and measures were implemented by the different least corrupted nations like Denmark, Sweden, Singapore, Switzerland to eradicate corruption. Indian government took measures such as Prosecution Section of Income Tax Act, the Prevention of Corruption Act, the Benami of Transaction Act, Prevention of Money Laundering Act, and many more. These strategies were amended to bring a paradigm rise in tackling corruption. And yes, they were successful in bringing down the bribery cases by 10%. But to terminate or elimination of corruption is only possible when each and every citizen of India realize that the nation does not exist for us to exploit, but that we exist to serve the nation. That would be the day when India would be practically christened as Sone Ki Chidiya. The day when integrity and honesty becomes the motto will be the day when India would be personified as a heaven on the earth. India ranks 18th least corruption nation among 180 countries. Now the question arises, would it be a Herculean task to make India corruption free? No, it is not. The vaccine for this malicious disease corruption is we ourselves. Until and unless we, the citizen of India, doesn't raise voice against corruption, it would be impossible for its eradication. We must keep in mind that there is limit for our need but not to the greed. Why should we wait for somebody to take birth and wake us up? We must remember that we are the rising youth which forms the rising foundation or upcoming supporting pillars of this great nation, India. So rather than blaming the economy and politicians, let us recall that eradication of corruption must be the envision of ours, and let us work in collaboration for its abrogation from the nation. Thank you and have a nice day.
Now, contestant number 14 will share her opinion with us.
A very famous quote states that instead of politicians, let the monkeys govern the country. At least they'll only steal the bananas. A very good morning to all the dignitaries present here. Corruption-free India is a long-lost dream of many Indians. But the question is, how are we going to achieve this dream when there is corruption right from the status of a minister to the status of a watchman? Power doesn't corrupt people. It's people who corrupt power. It's when people get empowered that corruption gets super visible. They come in the vicinity of microscopic lens, their actions get magnified, and corruption finds an expression. former international strategic affairs analyst, Mr. Krishnaswamy Subramaniam, gave a witty remark that long before the beginning of economic globalization, India had become global in respect to its political corruption. The biggest example is the security scam by Mr. Harshad Mehta, who plotted events in such a way which enabled him to draw millions of rupees under the noses of high officials of Reserve Bank. Recently, India ranked 80th in the Corruption Perception Index of 2020. This strongly indicates that we need to fight corruption, as fighting corruption is not only good governance, it's self-defense, it's patriotism. To root out the evil of corruption from our society, we need strong and stringent laws, which gives no room for the guilty to escape. We need a comprehensive code of conduct for politicians and bureaucrats. Not only the authorities, but we, the citizens of India, should also be moral enough. We must sensitize and educate our young minds, which is a vital factor in curbing corruption. So, as a citizen, we must behave properly. Don't blame the government unless you are correct. And if you do so, then it is easy for us to see the funeral ceremony of the word corruption, and we may throw it out from our country as well as from the English dictionary too. Thank you.
Last but not the least, I would like to call upon contestant number 15.
Corruption of best of the things gives rise to the worst. A very warm good morning to esteemed chief guest, Honorable Mr. B.M. Rajan sir, respected Reverend Father Thomas Rambin, and our esteemed panel of judges. This is Nandika Nair Padmakumar, a student of grade 10 from Vichakshan Jain Vidyapith. Today I am here to express my views on the topic, my vision on a corruption-free India. First, let's look at what corruption actually means. Well, according to the Oxford Dictionary, it means fraudulent behavior or malpractices done by those in power. In general words, we can say that corruption is malpractice or exploitation of the common masses by those in power. It not only paints a bad image of the country on an international front, but it also eats away the system, thus making it hollow. Well, lack of transparency, greed are the common emotions that are the reasons behind India being corrupt. In our country, there are many ways corruption is being held. Well, the India that I envision, which is corruption-free, will not have any adulteration in food items that we consume on a daily basis. What I mean by that is, no citizen's health will be put forward, will be put at stake for someone else's personal gains and benefits. I envision an India where students will be enrolled in institutions on the sole basis of their merits and not on the basis of donations and paid seats. I envision an India wherein all the sections of our society, all the classes, all its citizens are treated as equals. Corruption is very against the idea of a democracy wherein every citizen is supposed to be treated equally. No matter how much societal power one has, everyone must be treated equally in my envisionment of India. The India I envision is summarized in these few lines.
where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free. Into the heaven of that freedom, my Father, let my country awake, let my country awake. Thank you.
Now, I hand over the mic to Mrs. S. Jayashree for further proceeding.
Thank you, Manisha. Music is really powerful. Music expresses that which cannot be put into words. Let's enjoy a melodious song by M. Varsha of Class 8.
कुछ पाने की हो आस कोई अजमा हो जो खास खास आशाएं हर कोशिश में हो बार बार करे दरियाओं को आर पार आ जाए तूफानों को छीनने मंजिलों को छीनने आशाएं किए उम्मीदें हंसे अब मुश्किल नहीं कुछ अभी नहीं कुछ अभी
Thank you, Manisha. Sorry. Thank you, Varsha, for this melodious song. It seems there is some time for the result declaration. Meanwhile, I would like to request our eminent judge, Dr. Jayashree Sahu, Department of Economics, Lady Shri Ram College, Delhi, to share her views on this online competition. Dr. Sahu is also the head of the Elocution Society of Lady Shri Ram College, Delhi. Please, ma'am.
Very good afternoon, everyone. I hope I'm audible. Am I audible? Can everyone hear me? Yeah. Okay. So I have no words to thank Dr. Tharagan, principal of MGM School, Senior Secondary School, Vilay, to give me the honor of being a part of this event. And my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Tharagan and a very pleasant afternoon to the guest of honor, Chief General Manager, who is the chief guest of this event of NSPCL, Mr. V.M. Rajan, all dignitaries and eminent judges, and the all members of the organizing committee of MGM school, and my dear students, parents, and everyone associated with this event. It gives me immense pleasure to be associated with this, and I also take this opportunity to thank Dr. Tharagan to take up this cause, this concern, which affects everyone, all of us, and NSPCL to have sponsored this. Yes, so it has been a very overwhelming experience for me to have heard all the participants speaking on this cause, and to begin with, I really hold this NSPCL, which is one of the Navaratnas, combination of merger of NTPC and Steel Authority of India Limited, to be taking up this issue. If we go back, look at the history of India's socio-economic planning, and being a student and a professor of economics, so I'll take 2 minutes to kind of discuss this. How important is this cause of eliminating corruption for the country's growth and development? It's like it's more acute than poverty, than any other socioeconomic problem that we encounter. And it is heartwarming to hear all the participants, the young minds, the future generation, to be so passionate about this cause. And I'm sure the future is bright. And this corruption is one phenomenon. It's very difficult to define what is the nature of corruption. So, but all of us know where something is going wrong, and it is not the responsibility of any one stakeholder, maybe the state, or maybe the civil society, or non-governmental organization, or academia, to deal with this challenge. It is everyone's responsibility. And I'm glad, I congratulate MGM School and NSPCL to take up this topic, this issue, which is a principle of catching them young. So basically, by sensitizing, creating awareness with the young generation, young minds at such early age, in 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th standard, so they are pretty much aware of what is right, what is wrong, what is ethical, what is not to be done, and raising voice against it in whichever possible way. And so I Yeah. Another thing I wanted to say is that whether judging any event is a very difficult task, and when the participants are so good in all aspects, and so it's a more ethical, moral dilemma for me personally. But winning is not important. Participating is important. By participating, you have already won the competition, and participating in such an event with such a concerning topic, you have already won the challenge of eradicating corruption. So thank you, and wish you all the best, all participants, and deep sense of appreciation for the school, MGM Vilai and NSPCL. Thank you very much. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I hope you have inspired many young minds. Our second judge, Mr. Joseph Fernandez, is an author and communication leader with 30 plus years of diverse work experience. He specializes in content creation and community building for digital platforms, focusing on marketing through ebooks. His book, Corporate Communications, a 21st Century Primer, published by Sage Publications, is showcased at the US Library of Congress, Harvard University, Oxford University, IIMs, and 811 university libraries across the world. He has authored 25 books, created 50 websites, directed 100 films, and performed at 1,000 plus music concerts. Mr. Joseph Fernandez holds a master's degree in journalism and media studies from Cardiff University of Wales, a postgraduate diploma in mass communication from Madras Christian College, and a commerce degree from Loyola College, Chennai. He lives with his family in the beautiful capital city of Kerala, Tiruvananthapuram. I request Mr. Joseph Fernandez to share his views about this competition. Please, sir. Mike.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Thank you.
Okay. So namaskar to all the distinguished dignitaries, to the organizing teams, the NSPCL, the MGM school, to everyone, to all the participants. I not only include the 15 who participated, but the 30 and the larger teams that are looking to this event, who are participating in this particular event out here. It has been, as a judge, I can tell you, it has been an absolutely stunning performance that we have seen from elocution performance that we have seen from 15 students that were out here. I am very sure that Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, when as the Iron Man of India at the turn of India's independence, would be looking upon this team of youth and knowing that the iron will that he exhibited in creating India and its states from 561 princely states to the 29 states, eventually to the 29 states we have today, he would be absolutely proud to see the iron will that has been demonstrated by the 15 elocution performances, presentations that we have seen today. I am really amazed by the quality of every single participant who has participated today, be it in terms of how they research the subject matter, the original ways in which they created and presented their information, and the way it was delivered, the way that all of you are prepared. So definitely, I'm sure that as judges, we all feel that the competition has been really high. All of you are star performers. There was not a single performance here that we saw. Well, it's a question of who is the best of the best. And if this is the situation for 15 of the students from in and around the Bhilai area and let's say northwestern India, we can imagine that when we are looking at this 2020 and beyond, and we have the 400 million young people. If 15 of you can think like this and 400 million of you think like this, India is definitely on its way to being the superpower that it was intended to be. So on that note, I want to also add that we call this elocution. Elocution refers to the skill of clear and expressive speech, of distinct pronunciation and articulation. But I want to take it one step further and say that what I heard from all of you, you see, India is one of the world's oldest knowledge societies. For 5,000 years, we created knowledge all the way from across the length and breadth of our country. We were known for the oldest universities in the world. If you look at Nalanda, between 4 BC and 1132 AD. If you look at Takshashila, which is very close to Bilai, all of these were institutions that taught logic and debate. Those we can clearly see in the 15 people who participated today that the logic was tight, that the way that you would have been in a position to debate those points was equally tight. I want to say that all of you who participate today, are proud descendants of the learning traditions of our country, these ancient learning traditions. And I want to end by thanking, remember that communication is 80% of what you do every day. Every single day, as a human being, you think 70,000 thoughts. As a student, as an adult, as a teacher, as being a head of an organization, you think 70,000 thoughts. But out of those 70,000 thoughts, 56,000 thoughts are about the way that you communicate. That is how important communication is. And today, to your clear speech, articulation, putting out your points, you have created a fantastic memory for all of us who have been part of this. Please continue to do so. I encourage the organizations that came up with this topic of corruption to certainly look at further topics like this that will move ahead. And on that note, I would like to congratulate everybody who's participated in this, congratulate all the organizers. And today definitely is that day when I'm really proud to say, Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your valuable experience with us. Our third eminent judge, Mr. Rajveer Sarandas, is a postgraduate in English literature from the University of Allahabad. He joined the Steel Authority of India Limited as a management trainee in the year 1982 and served as Deputy General Manager in Supply Chain Management before quitting the public sector giant to join the private sector in 2002. Besides being a professional in the field of material management, he is also a prolific writer, motivational speaker, and an analyst in various fields. He is a guest speaker in various institutions on career guidance, and his forte is time management. He is a philanthropist and also manages an NGO. He is a globetrotter and has visited many countries, including USA, many European countries, and Russia, and keeps his touch with the going on in the world. Besides being a musicologist, his favorite hobby is watching Hollywood movies, and he loves to organize debates and quizzes in English. I would like to request Mr. Rajveer Sarandas to share his view on this competition. Please, sir.
Can I speak?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
So I'm online. So thank you very, very much for inviting me as one of the judges, sorry, of this beautiful elocution competition. I remember having participated as a member of the elocution team way back in school, and it has always been good fun. As Mr. Fernandez has said earlier than me, the level of participation was very high. All the participants were speaking very much to the point. In fact, it became a little difficult to allocate points. But anyway, somebody was a little better than the other. Everyone was very, very good. So congratulations to all the schools who selected these people, these young boys, girls, to participate in this. I would like to add only one thing. Everybody in this country cannot be called corrupt. You see, there is a value system which is inculcated in every individual by two agencies. The first agency is your home. It is what your parents inculcate in you. What is good, what is bad, what is right and what is wrong. So once you have this in your mind, I am sure it's not very difficult to combat corruption. I am almost 65 now. I have seen a lot of the world. I have seen a lot of corruption. But I have myself desisted from being a part of it, and very successfully. I never had to pay a single rupee to either get a berth in the train or something like that. These are all small issues. But what I'm trying to say is the second agency, which is very, very important, besides somebody's home, the school, individual studies. I remember St. Joseph's Convent, and we had some very eloquent fathers as our teachers. And we had a subject called moral science. And that moral science used to tell us what is good and what is bad, what we should do and what we should not do. So you see, this has always been a fight. And as far as possible, one should try to be good, objective. And our biggest watchdog is our conscience. I'm sure everybody knows whether he should do a particular thing or not, because it is in you, it is within you. So I think one should hear the voice of one's conscience. And I'm sure corruption will be eradicated from the roots. So I would like to thank the management of MGM, Professor Tarakan. And let me tell you, these competitions, Vigilance Week or not, we should have it on a regular basis. And I'm sure NSPCL has done a great job. So thank you once again to the organizers, to the judges, to the staff of MGM who has worked day and night to make this program what it was or is today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable words. Norman Kordai has said, and I quote, dancing is more than just moving body parts. It is a part of expressing your deepest inner thoughts. Let's enjoy this beautiful dance presentation by Saifi Nair of class 11. Thank you, Sefi, for this beautiful performance. We are awaiting the results. We are still awaiting for the results. Please bear with us.
देश की प्रगति का आधार कुशल प्रशासन तो है ही, जनता की ईमानदारी तथा राष्ट्र के विकास के प्रति उनकी निष्ठा भी महत्वपूर्ण है। देश की समृद्धि के लिए यही मुख्य आवश्यकता है। बच्चों को घर से ही ईमानदारी एवं नैतिकता का पाठ पढ़ाना आवश्यक है ताकि बड़े होकर देश के विकास में उनका योगदान सुनिश्चित हो सके। देश भर में सतर्कता सप्ताह इस वर्ष सतर्क भारत समृद्ध भारत की परिकल्पना के साथ 27 अक्टूबर से 2 नवंबर 2020 तक मनाया जा रहा है और अनेक जागरूकता कार्यक्रम चलाए फैलाए जा रहे हैं। आप स्वयं सतर्कता के साथ संसाधनों का सदुपयोग करें, औरों को प्रेरित करें एवं पारदर्शिता और निष्ठा के साथ काम करते हुए समृद्ध राष्ट्र के निर्माण में अपना बहुमूल्य योगदान दें। एनटीपीसी द्वारा जनहित में जारी।
Finally, the much awaited movement has come. It's time to declare the result. I request our chief guest, Mr. V.M. Rajan, Chief General Manager, NSPCL Bhilai, to please declare the result.
देख लिए हैं, ठीक है? हाँ हाँ हाँ, ठीक, बोलिए।
Good afternoon, everybody. You are able to listen to me? Is it audible?
Yes, sir, it's audible. So please
Okay,
carry on.
I have
You
got
are
a
audible.
score sheet and decision of the judges panel have given final. Can I continue or I'm not able to get a feedback?
So please continue.
Okay. So this today's online elocution competition for students, it went very well. I'm very happy about the way it is conducted, and the feedback given by the judges to the students, that also very much to the point and very professional feedback they've given, so that the students can further sharpen their elocution skills. And as all of you know, when you do a competition, there has to be a winner, there has to be a number one, number two, number three. That doesn't undermine the importance or the effort put up by all the participants. I will say that all the participants are the real winners. Because of the participation only there is a winner, otherwise there is no winners. So all the participants deserve the appreciation. I once again place on record the excellent presentation given by all the participants. Now, with the minimum gaps and with the minor variations, we are declaring the final winners. I will start from the bottom. The consolation number 2 is Bhumika Devangan from Sharada Vidyalaya. Consolation number 1 is Kritika from Mar Baselius Vidya Bhavan. Third prize goes to Sanvi Bhaktatar, KPS Nehru Nagar. Second prize goes to Nilensh Khabra, DPS Bilai. Now comes the winner. Winner is Aditya S. Kumar, MGM Senior Secondary School, Bilai. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations to all the winners and also to the participants. Now, I request Mr. Sam Abraham, Assistant Manager HR, NSPCL Bhilai, to propose the vote of thanks. Please, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. A very warm good afternoon to all of you. Respected Rajan sir, Saragan sir, Rajvi Sarandas sir, Subrat sir, and all those who are present over here. Now we are coming to a close for today's elocution competition. Now it's time for the vote of thanks. I extend my sincere thanks to very Reverend Thomas Ramban, Vice President of MGM School, who has been a pillar of strength and has guided throughout this program. Next, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to Professor Dr. Baiju Thiragan sir, who is the principal of MGM. May I just recollect, we met him for the first time and he was very heartily, he welcomed NSPCL officers and he immediately called all his team and he has been a guiding force and a pillar of strength for this program. Thank you, sir. And also I thank the Honorable Correspondent, Mr. Prince MA of MGM School and the managing committee members of MGM in charges of school. And I also extend thanks to Dr. Jayashri Sahu, who has joined from New Delhi, Mr. Joseph Fernandez from Trivandrum, and Mr. Rajveer Sarandas, who has joined from Bhilai. A big thank you to all of you. And the students at large who has participated in these programs, the parents who are witnessing the program, a very big thank you to all. Also, I extend my sincere thanks to principal of all schools who have extended their cooperation to making this program a success. And also I thank Madam Uma, Kumar and Jitin and all the elocution committee members who has extended all their cooperation for the last few days. Everybody was busy in organizing this program because, as we all know, that we are into a new world, and now everything has to be virtual mode, and contacting all the judges and all the things, logistics. It's a very huge task. A big thank you for, I'll say, team MGM. Once again, from the core of my heart, I thank you all. And all those persons, IT personnel of MGM school, and who have directly or indirectly helped to make this program a big success. From the core of my heart, I thank you all the MGM people to make this program a grand success. Now, I'll thank our beloved General Manager, Sri V.M. Rajan Sir, Chief General Manager and Business Unit, in a special, who has been a pillar of strength and guiding force. And whenever we contacted him for any help or any guidance, he was very happy to extend all his suggestions and advices. A very big thank you to you also, sir. Next, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to Subrat sir, AGM Vigilance, who has been from day one, who has been associated and with us, and has been a guiding force and has guided throughout this program. A big thank you to Subrat sir. A big thank you to Mr. B.B. Patra, Head of HR, NSPCL. A big thank you to Sri Abdul Wasim, DGM HR, who has also been a guiding force and suggested many things to make this program a success. Next is Mr. Deepak Bhatnagar, who is DGM Finance of NSPCL. And also I'd like to make it on record and thank you, Mr. Rinu V. Koshi, who acted as a strong bridge between NSPCL and MGM. If I would not mention his name, I think that it will not be proper. And all the ICH guys and all the media personnel and all the person who has been directly or indirectly associated with this program. And really, it was a very big challenge. And in the initial time, there was some glitches, but all the people, all the IT team, and all the madam and sirs have been very much cooperative, and they have helped us to make this program a great success. And if any shortcomings are there, we'll accept it with all humility. And if also I thank the Almighty for being with us in organizing this program. A big thank you from NSPCL side to Team MGM and all those people who have been associated with this elocution competition. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Let us join with Shashwat Pandey of Class 9 for the national anthem.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे